Hello, students. I just wanted to create a brief overview for you of our MPS 588 capstone course. This is your last course in your MPS career, and I'm excited that I get to share it with you. So let's get started. This is just a brief overview, but I want you to recognize what this class is because it's a little different from the traditional graduate courses that you have been taking this semester. So an overview of the course. This is a project-based course. So there's not going to be a lot of weekly lectures, exchanging information, discussion questions, because really this is just supposed to show that you have an understanding of all of the knowledge of your NPS degree. So think of this as a project-based class. There will be a paper that is a deliverable at the end and a presentation that is a deliverable. But along the way, just to keep you on track, I have a few other assignments in there. So as I say, this is a project-based class. I want you to realize that you need to choose a topic for your project that is related to your concentration. So if you are communication concentration, you should pick a communication type project. So whether it be an internal campaign that you want to launch, an external marketing campaign, an internal program that your organization needs launched, something of that sort. If you are an organizational behavior uh, concentration, you need to pick more of an organizational behavior type project. So maybe you need to talk about, implementing a hybrid workplace or implementing a diversity and inclusion program or something of that sort, which is more along the lines of organizational behavior. And if you are a individually designed concentration, you need to come up with a project that kind of intertwines the communication and the organizational behavior aspects or whatever you focused on as your concentration. So also, as I say this, your project should relate to an organization with whom you have some sort of involvement. So if you are working at an organization and employed, it should have something to do with that organization because you there have all the inside information. If you are employed or you are working with Lake Erie, your project should have something to do with Lake Erie College. So think in those terms. This project does not need to be implemented at your organization. I just want you to kind of use your organization the as the home base of what your project should be because you can gather more information. I don't want this to just be a fictionalized project of the widget company somewhere. I want this to be based in reality, even if it is not going to be implemented at your organization. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If you have a nonprofit or if you have some volunteer organization that you are also involved with, if your children are in a school and you're involved with their school organization, it can be for that. I just want it to be based in reality, not fiction. So there are 6 deliverables that you're going to need for this semester. First is you're going to have to pick a topic. It's worth 20 points. Recognize that there will be a due date for that because I tried to set up the class so that you are progressively moving forward. I know myself as potentially a procrastinator at times. I may wait till the last month of the class to try and get it all done, and that does not help you, and it does not show that you really understand everything that went into your MPS degree. So I have different due dates. So within probably the first 2 weeks of course, you are going to have to submit a topic. So what do you want to do for your project? What does it kind of look like? Even a topic with like a brief 3-point outline would probably be beneficial to you. Now, you don't have to be married to this, but this is kind of where you need to start compiling your information and developing your project. Then you will need a list of sources. For your project, you will need to have some sort of literature review. Uh, kind of what are the best practices? Why does this project need to be implemented? How am I going to go about this? So you do need to do some sort of literature research. These are academic sources, white papers, things of that sort, not popular culture information. Although that can be in there, that is not the bulk. You want academic research to show this is why we're going to do it this way. This is how we're going to do it this way. These are the best practices in the area. So you're going to have a list of sources. You do need 10 to 15 academic sources, and this is worth 40 points. You have to recognize this paper will probably be about 25 to 30 pages in length. You will have 12 to 14 sources. You're going to have to synthesize the literature, and then you're going to have to build from there. The third deliverable will be an annotated bibliography. So after you kind of gather your sources, and you may hand in a source list of 25 or 30 sources and then whittle it down saying, I don't want to use this one, it's not really on point. So then you need to have an annotated bibliography really of your top 12 sources. And so how you're going to synthesize those and how those relate to one another. Then you're going to need a paper outline. This is worth 80 points. And this, I don't want it to be a bullet point outline, but it also doesn't have to be, a manuscript of your paper. I just want you to show me how you are going to develop it. So what your topic is, why that's important, how the research says that whatever it is important, how you are going to implement it, what you think the results of the implementation should be. So what are the benchmarks for that? And then, your conclusion. So that is part of your project, and that is worth 80 points. And then your paper that you will hand in, which will be due probably the last week of the term, will be worth 150 points, and then a presentation. So you're going to probably do this sort of presentation, a video, a PowerPoint with a video in it, and then you are going to kind of present your project to us, why it was important, how you think it would benefit the organization. Everything that you put in your paper, you'll really just craft a PowerPoint for your paper and then talk us through it. And so those are the total deliverables for the semester. I want you to realize, don't expect a perfect score on this. I know we all want A's, but this is how you learn, and this is how you get the greatest feedback. So please make sure as we go, you may not get 60 points for your annotated bibliography, because maybe this is the first annotated bibliography you've ever written, and I'll have a lot of feedback for you. You may not get 80 points for your outline because I might not be able to follow it, but that is where you'll get the feedback that will make your paper better. So please be prepared for feedback and not getting perfect scores. I have total confidence that all of you are going to do very well on this project, and you have done very well in your Masters of Professional Studies program. But this is just supposed to show that you really do have the total knowledge that an MPS graduate should have. With course meetings, there will not be a regular course meeting. There will not be, weekly discussion questions that you need to do. I would like you to email me at least once a week and let me know where you are in the project. Just give me a status update. That keeps you on track. It keeps you thinking of the project on a weekly basis, and it lets me know that you have done something over the week. There are no points for the emails, but those really who consistently check in, and this is how I have run, I have led multiple master's projects and theses. So this is kind of how I know that it works very well. So if you are consistently sending me emails, usually you're on point for all of your weekly work, and you'll have a substantially finished project at the end, and you won't be pushing and driving yourself crazy. You are to work independently, and all work will be checked for plagiarism. So don't, think you can fluff off all semester and then buy some paper off the internet. That's not the way that this is going to work. And every time someone has cheated in my class, I have caught them, and you will not pass my class if you cheat on this paper. I mean, it is a substantial part of your grade. So please make sure you are working independently, and this is your own individual work that you are putting forward for this project. If you have any questions along the way, please bring them to my attention. I am here for you. I'm working with you. I am very happy if you get a rough draft done early to really just read over that rough draft and give you some comments on how to make it better. And that would not be a graded portion, but then you get your feedback so that when you do hand in the graded portion, you will have a really good paper. I have not included a rough draft in the deliverables, but if you certainly have one done and you want to submit it early, I would actually ask that that be submitted 2 weeks before before the actual deadline of the paper, because that gives me a week to kind of grade it and give you feedback, and then a week. But the earlier you get your rough draft in, the better off it is, because we can make changes. If you are on the wrong track, we can realign you and send you on the right track for the paper. So please consider crafting a rough draft and handing it in to me as early as possible, so we can make sure that you are doing your best and able to get the best grade on this paper. So if you have questions, bring them to my attention. You can email me, you can call. You have my cell phone number and my email, so please make sure that you are using it, and I look forward to this semester. We are going to have a great one. Thank you.